Color Garbage. Look us up. One word. Like, share, and subscribe. We're going to check out some D.O.G.E Victories. D.O.G.E has been burning them down here lately, and they've been crying.
Up and running. $25 million in DEI grants just got D.O.G.E. Here's some highlights. $140,000 for the University of South Carolina to create DEI segregation in libraries with gay-only safe spaces. $500,000 for University of Tennessee students to spy on what gays do on library computers. $265,000 for Queens College to research why black teens love Japanese comic books. And $100,000 to fight racism in California museums. If you're white, you want a statue, got to go across state lines. Unless you're Gavin. He builds his own busts. But Big Balls wasn't done. He spun his globe and finger landed on Africa. $250,000 for marketing 100% organic shea butter in Burkina Faso, a country we didn't even know existed until today.
I didn't either.
Because Africans will not accept anything less. If the shea butter's 80% organic, send it back. $85,000 for Nigerian masseuses. Who doesn't love a good Nigerian deep tissue? $250,000 for pineapple juice commercials in Benin.
Get the hell out of here.
And Benin is popping out pineapples like there's no tomorrow. 50 tons per day in one city alone. And that's thanks to you. $246,000 to dry mangoes in the Ivory Coast. Apparently, the mangoes were too dry and succulent and were being gobbled up willy-nilly. Dry mangoes have a longer shelf life. The chainsaw is still gassed up and running. $25 million in...
Man, what is going on with all this, man? Where does this... I don't even think they getting the money.
No.
It's just lies that they're saying about the money, and they're pocketing it.
Yeah.
Worrying about some butter in Africa.
It's got to be pure organic.
Segregating white.
Man, they eat mud pies over there. And shit. What the hell, man? Better be worried about running from lions and shit. Much less eating some damn organic butter.
College in Tennessee doing a research on seeing what the gays watch on public libraries computers.
Porn. That's what they watch on it. They're probably porn. Gay porn. Oh, the things they come up with to waste our money is ridiculous, or to put it in somebody else's pocket. Put it
you owe it to them.
We owed it to them.
That's it.
Yeah.
Got to pay. What a waste. Look at them comments there.
Yeah.
Huh.
We're all slaves.
Democrat destroyed themselves forever.
Yeah.
California is a mess, you think?
California needs to break off from the states and float out in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, they need to drop a damn bomb on it, some of it.
All them fruitcakes.
It's crazy on there, man. This dude named James Klug, I hope I didn't say his last name wrong. If I did, my bad. But he goes around and questions them out there on the street, you know, about Trump stuff and all that shit.
That's what we need to start
You would
doing.
not believe the crazy shit these people say, man, to him. It is unreal, man. I mean, it's just so crazy.
Let's fly out to California one weekend and just walk the streets interviewing people.
That's what we ought to do. We ought to do that one
Ain't
time.
nothing but a plane ride.
Hell, we can do it anywhere.
Yeah,
Why we got to do it in California?
Well, we don't. I'm just saying that's the furthest place from here. So
Yeah.
you can go there and work your way back.
I mean, some of the things these people say on here, man, you would just not believe.
We can take Steve. He can go watch his little furries.
There he goes.
Here you go.
Damn furries.
He is fascinated with the furries.
He is.
It's weird. It's weird. Where's Marcus? Marcus is supposed to be here.
Yeah. He didn't show up.
up.
He didn't answer a text back last night either.
Yeah,
I'm not going to stereotype him. I'm not going to stereotype him.
Yeah, we can later.
Yeah.
Off air.
No, I'm going to stereotype. I'm going to call him up. I'm going to call him here in a few. I'm going to call him. Right, get him on air. Put him on FaceTime.
See what some of these people say, Ben, and see like on one of these videos, and just see. I want you to see the crazy reactions.
I know people who every week had to hand in 5 things they did last week. that stupid email that he sent. And
Is
when
that
the
is that
president-
is that too much? Do you think?
what?
When it comes to that email, is that just crossing the line?
Well, it's just stupidity.
Do you support
Oh.
downsizing for the federal government? Last year, $1.8 trillion deficit with
Yeah,
$37 trillion in
I
debt.
said that nobody. No, I don't think there are too many people that wouldn't say government is too big, and has a lot of places where it could be cut. That's not the issue. It's throwing people off their paychecks, and they've got families at home, and they've got to pay the mortgage, and they're just cut. That's
Doesn't
it,
that
you're
happen in the
gone.
private sector, though?
It happens everywhere.
Happens everywhere.
Everybody gets fired. What the hell? they don't want to tell them what they done last week. What's the problem? If you're working, all you got to say is, "Hey, I done this, this, this." You know,
I have to fill a report every week.
keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. That's ridiculous. And I mean, they gonna complain about everything. It don't matter what they do. You know, so it's always gonna be something. Josh, what are you doing?
Calling Marcus.
Oh God.
He won't answer.
He
Of course
ain't
he's
gonna
not
answer.
going to.
I told you last week he wasn't gonna show up.
Yeah, well, D.O.G.E is just making all these people lose their.
Their mind. They're going crazy.
But my thing is, man, why hasn't somebody been held accountable for any of this shit? Not one person.
Not one person. I want to say this one. I want to hear somebody say this one took this money, and this one got this much of this money.
Yeah,
'Cause I know all that money didn't go to these countries, and
do you remember when we done the thing on Jasmine Crockett, that black lady?
yeah,
So apparently they done some digging into her. She's still been getting her grandmother's Social Security check. Been getting it for years, and she's been dead for a while, and she kept getting it. But
Yeah.
no, they're not doing nothing to her.
they ought to.
You
They
know,
ought- I mean,
but well, she doesn't run her mouth so much now. They investigating her. You know,
Yeah.
and they're catching on. You know, but it's wild, man, that she could even get by with that. Oh, it says supposedly. Of course, it's gonna say supposedly.
Yeah, they're gonna
there,
back
but-
it out. They're gonna
Yeah.
back it out
but,
somehow.
But yeah, but she was doing it, you know. And then she assaulted a reporter, right? She did because it showed it on there. He's been following her around now, talking about, why do you got security? You're the one assaulting people. And she won't say nothing to him now or nothing like that, you know, because like she reached and grabbed his camera
Yeah.
and took it or whatever, you know, and snatched it from him and all that.
yeah,
And now she's getting security that we're paying for her to have security, and she's
Yeah.
the aggressor. You know, typical for the culture. So the victims. You know, they're always a victim, but it's ridiculous, man. You know, to hold somebody accountable. Damn,
yeah.
I don't guess they're going to though, but. Forgot to report grandmother's death. Now ain't that something right there?
I'm gonna read it and see if it's actually true.
I wonder who. Let's see. Who all can we collect money on?
I mean, damn, everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody's gonna go to jail for nothing.
Who knows
No.
what's true and what's not true?
I
though.
think it's just gonna keep going, and they just gonna keep taking, and it's just gonna keep happening.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how many? Let's be real. How many senators or how many governors, Congress people? How many of them have we seen on TV that's been going to jail
No.
in the past 10 years?
The only one I seen go to jail was Trump.
Well, yeah, right. But I'm saying anybody else, you ain't seen nothing.
Huh?
And that's like that Alex. I think it's Alex Jones, the one that said that shooting was fake. You remember that being the school shoot?
The Sandy Hook.
They sued that man for all this, all because he said it was fake. So what?
That's freedom
So
of speech.
what?
His prerogative.
Exactly. But they was going to try to ban them ARs.
Oh, yeah.
So, they wanted to keep that going. But, I mean, nobody's going to jail for nothing.
Well, they made an example out of Alex.
Yeah.
So Alex he's been right about 99% of the stuff that he's been talking about since, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I don't think the system liked that. And so they used Sandy Hook as an excuse to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know what the case with Sandy Hook, that seemed a little far-fetched.
It did.
Even for Alex Jones. But, who really knows?
And then that skyrocketed him. He didn't hear nothing for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, man, but they sued
And
him for
after
a bunch of money. They sued him for a bunch of money.
Yeah, but he's got that back tenfold. I guarantee.
It was like $500 million
Yeah.
or close to $1 billion.
Yeah, maybe.
All because he said it was fake or a setup, one or the other.
Really, when someone sues you, it's just numbers, right?
1.5 billion.
If it's $1 million or 1.5 billion, it's the same shit, really. Because how are you gonna pay that? The interest on that, like a tax lien or any of that shit.
He says he's got to sell assets to continue. So
Yeah, but I mean, you're not. Eventually, if you don't pay it, they're just not gonna get their money. Like they're gonna take everything you got and auction it off. But after a while, if you don't have nothing, you just don't have nothing. You don't go to prison for it. Just if you ever have something, they'll take it.
yeah, but still, man, it's ridiculous. The man, you're supposed to be able to say what you want, regardless if
Oh
it's
yeah,
right or
no,
wrong.
I'm not saying like
Right or wrong,
I'm not saying.
But they knew that he
they're
was
right
he
for
was
selling
on to
it,
their
I'm saying.
bullshit. I mean, maybe kids did get killed. I don't know for sure. I seen it on TV, of course, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Does anybody really know all of it? No.
No.
But like I said, nobody's being held accountable for none of this stuff. That we're finding this, we're finding that, and they're not doing nothing to nobody. They're finding it, and hoorah! Okay, you found it, great. How does that gonna benefit us?
I think it's all bullshit anyway. Just everything. I think it's all just bullshit. If no one's going to jail for it, no one's getting in trouble for it, no one's doing nothing. Well, all right. I'm going to go every day. I'm going to work and grind and hustle and do what I can for me and the people I care about, and all the other shit. I don't know. It's just entertainment.
Yeah, it's like damn, as the world turns, like a soap opera. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is, a big soap opera.
I mean, in 50 years, we ain't going to be here. In 100 years, no one's going to remember us.
That's true.
That's true.
You just got to live and do what you can do for yourself right now and try and be nice to other people, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but
Watch all this entertainment.
It's sad how all these people can make this money though, when they say one fucked up thing, and then they, it ruins them.
Yeah, it
and
ruins
they
them
just
for life.
lose all their stuff, lose their credibility, and all that just because they had an opinion. You know what I mean, man? You can't keep doing that.
Yeah, a lot
man.
of times though, they lose it for a little while, but then they get it back somehow or another.
Well, yeah, I know they get it back, but still, hell, look at probably
But
what
it's
all
hell.
he lost though.
Yeah, it's
to
hell.
start with.
I'm not saying.
And look,
it's
I know
right.
it's bad that these
Just saying.
families lost kids and
You
stuff.
can't keep a damn good man down. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah, you're right.
You can't.
You're right.
If they're doing what they're doing because that's what they believe in, and that's why he can come back the way he came back.
Yeah.
He's not doing it for clout or money or fame.
Oh, I'm sure it messed with his mind a little bit, though. I'm sure he's not. I know he can still get on TV and talk and all that, but when he gets to himself, it still messes with his head. Because, man, everybody was against him except for people like us, But it was so many people against that man, it was crazy. I mean, it's just like people like Tucker Carlson and stuff. Like when he went to Russia and interviewed Putin. Oh, he's a Nazi spy, and he's against America and all that. All because he wanted to go over there and interview him. Why not interview the man?
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean,
that's good.
so what? I mean,
See
that's
where
what
his mind's at.
that's what reporters and news anchors do. They go and interview people and shit. They don't want nobody to talk to him because they don't really want to know how he really is. They want to keep that facade going that he's this murderer, killer. And I'm not saying he ain't ever killed nobody, man. I ain't saying that, but I do know he believes in God, and he don't believe in this fairy dust shit that these other people believe in. You know,
And furries.
and
Furries
all that
like
crazy
us.
stuff. But you know how he runs his country. I guess how he runs his country.
Did I just hear you say like Josh? Is that what I heard? Did I just barely hear that? Did you say?
Huh?
What did you say? Furries.
Jamie was talking to us.
Oh, I thought you said furries like Josh.
I don't.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Like I said, it's like smoke and mirrors, man. Smoke and mirrors. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Smoking mirrors and smoking guns.
I know you better watch what you say nowadays, boy. You know, it ain't as bad now, I don't think, because Trump's in there. But when them Democrats was in there, boy, you could say one thing and that was that was it, boy.
Yeah, you going down then.
You know, and people would go after you, and Karens, and them Kens,
Yep.
crying and whining about
getting bad.
everything.
It's getting bad out there.
Yep. Everybody,
Head for the hills.
watch your mouth.
Yeah.
Blue Collar Garbage, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it.
California.